This is the Bioplastics demo for ACS. So the materials you're going to start out with are 100 milliliters of water. You're going to have 1.5 tablespoons of starch, and you're going to have 10 milliliters of glycerin. And you're also going to have a little chemistry-themed cutout to make your bioplastics a certain shape. So we're going to start with the first step, which is measuring out the starch, the glycerin, and the water. So Saul is going to measure out 1.5 tablespoons of the starch and put it into our beaker that we have. Okay, next up is the 10 milliliters of glycerin. So the glycerin is the chemical that came in the tiny little circular dishes in your little demo kit, which should be approximately 10 milliliters. We're gonna dump it. We had our glycerin slide out of the containers. Okay, there we go, that's fun. This really does not want to come out. Milliliters is like a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's the max we're gonna get out of these. And then the final ingredient is 100 milliliters of water. Pour that in. This is our lovely mixture. A nice milky color. Our next step is we're going to take our solution and we are going to heat it up to 100 degrees Celsius. So our plan is to take our beaker and to put it in a pot of boiling water since we don't have a hot plate. The next step is you have to heat it until it gets thick. So we're going to stir it a bit and see how the solution changes viscosity as it is heated. So we've been mixing our solution for about a minute and heating it in the boiling water. We currently have a bit of a gradient forming. If you can see, there's like a bit of like a clear color on the bottom and the milk is like closer to the top. So we'll keep monitoring it, but it's very interesting. So our solution has gotten really thick now. So if you want to like lift it a bit, so you see it's just like maple syrup. So we're gonna let it go for just a little bit longer. I think it's almost done. So according to the directions, we're supposed to mix this and let it heat until the solution becomes thick and transparent. As you can already see, it's becoming pretty darn thick right now. There you go. It won't even fall off the knife. It's still a pretty light color, but it's definitely more transparent than it was earlier. So we'll keep you updated. Okay, we've been sitting here for about 10-ish minutes, and our solution is pretty clear, very thick. So our next step is we're gonna take it out of this boiling water, and over here we have prepared aluminum foil sheet covered with our molds, and we're just gonna fill the molds and let it dry for a couple of days. Saul is very carefully picking up our mixture with, is that working? Are you sure you can grab that? With our little oven thing. There's a second one on the fridge, if that would help. Okay, nice. Okay. Carefully transferring it over and then pouring it into these two times. It's gonna be a little hard to pour it since it is such a thick liquid now.
Yeah, it's very.
Do you want the knife? Does that help?
Yeah, I think so.
Knife.
Still very hot. Could use some more.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's thick enough?
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Alright, maybe a spoon would have been better.
Nice. Can you get it out? Do you want a spoon?
Yeah, I think a spoon would be better.
Here we have our final solutions. We have the flask fully filled with our bioplastic solution. And we have the little test tube filled up. Nice. Saul also pointed out that the test tube, if you look at it, the solution's a little bit more clear than this one. This one has more of a white color to it. And that's due to this part of the solution coming from the bottom, which got the hottest. So it's a little bit more transparent and a little bit more the color and the consistency that we want. So we're gonna let these sit for a couple of days to harden, and we'll show you how it looks after.